folks, Robert Darrow here, your Windy City guide in Fort Lauderdale with Keller Williams Realty. I'm working with some folks that got approved for a mortgage. It's a low down payment mortgage, and it's time to get out there and start looking at homes. The properties that they've seen that are most interesting for them while browsing out on the web seem to be homes that are condominiums and maybe some townhomes. But the townhomes that they're looking at are condominiums. And when you're purchasing with a low down payment mortgage, there are some challenges, and this brings up the perfect opportunity to talk about the different forms of ownership. All right, let's get down to basics. Okay, so you're probably familiar with the concept of a single-family home. Well, it's a house. It's a traditional house. You've got a yard, and it's a house, and it doesn't touch the neighbors' houses, so it's a rather common form of ownership. This is a fee simple home, and one of the legal concepts of owning a fee simple home is that you own the land below, so you own the yard, and you own the sky above, and you own the entire structure. When you look at a tax bill, or you look at a legal description, your legal description is actually going to describe the land, a lot, and a block, or actually describe the square or the shape of the lot that you own. You may also be familiar with condominiums. In a condominium building, you actually own the unit that you live in, but you have an undivided interest in the common elements. And common elements are typically things like the lobby and the tennis courts and the pool, but the common elements are also the nuts and bolts like the hallways and the elevators and the roof and the outside skin. However, when you look at your tax bill or you look at the legal description, you are going to see a description that describes the condominium unit in, and then they'll describe the legal description for the building, the fancy schmancy condominium association. Lenders prefer lending on single-family homes, which makes getting a low down payment mortgage on a house a piece of cake. There are programs with 0 money down if you're a veteran, 3.5% if you're going FHA, 5% down if you're going to go conventional. However, when you're purchasing in a condominium, very often you'll need at least 20%, and there might be a few conventional programs that will let you get in with as little as 5% down. Last but not least, we've got our townhouse. Now, when they started building townhouses back in the 1960s and the 1970s, developers just kind of figured the easiest way to describe a townhouse legally was to use the condominium description. So they'd have a big community of townhouses, and you would own your unit, but you'd have an undivided interest in the community and the rec center and the pool and tennis courts and the streets and the driveways and the sidewalks. Developers getting smarter these days, and now they're treating these like fee simple homes in that you own your entire house. It just happens to share a wall with the guy next door on this side and the guy next door on this side. So you've got a common wall, but the house is yours. It's like a 0 lot line. So you don't have a lot of yard in between this guy, and you don't have a lot of yard in between this guy. But you do own your backyard, you own your front yard, you probably own your driveway, and you probably own your sidewalk in front. This is a great benefit because you can buy one of these townhouses with a low down payment mortgage. However, if you're looking at townhouses in an area where they built a lot of condominium townhomes, you run into the situation where it's difficult to get financing if you've been approved for a low down payment mortgage. I'm dealing with this with some folks right now, and I wanted you to be aware, and I also wanted to offer a reasonable explanation, which was a little bit more challenging than I had the ability to do over a quick telephone call. And so I'm glad I was able to share this with you now. If you got any questions, I hope you give me a telephone call so that I can help locate just the right property for you. I'm looking forward to catching up with you soon. Thanks so much.